We're talking about Webb gas back in the 30s?
Webb gas. Back in the 30s. That was quite popular then, well known.
So we're talking about dust storms?
And then this happened during a dust storm when it was so terrible windy and dusty. And the Webb gas used to have an autogyro that towed a big sign behind it that said Webb gas.
What's an autogyro?
An autogyro is like, it's on the same principle as a helicopter, only the rotor isn't driven by a motor, it's driven by forward speed. So the autogyro had an engine in the front, like an airplane, and when that pulled it, the rotor would rotate on the same principle as the helicopter. That's what kept forward motion, kept it in the air, and forward motion made it take off. And had a little stubby wing to kind of help it a little bit. That's an autogyro. So if the engine stopped, the airplane could go right straight down like this. It was counter rotate. The airplane would go right straight down. But it couldn't go right straight up like the helicopter, but it would climb like with the rotor going around like helicopter climbing. Well, there was one day this autogyro was towing this great big Webb sign. They had a long cable behind them. They towed that across the country to advertise Webb. And it was about, it's east of the 17-mile corner, so that'd be about 5 miles east of our farm. And it was a really bad dust storm. Wind was blowing, and as one of those autogyros came and getting lower, I guess he was having trouble. And that sign hooked in the telephone line along the road. And of course that stopped them in midair. So he just down, sat plunked on the ground. There he was stuck, and got stuck in the telephone wire. And I always remember that instant, and I didn't get over there to see that. For some reason or other, we probably didn't even find out about it till after he got untangled and took off again. He maybe wasn't there very long. But the people that were living close by were telling a story that they saw this happen. So that was kind of an unusual thing that happened in the 30s, because I'd never even seen an autogyro.
Yeah. We
knew about them. I'd read about them, and that's we knew what they were. But see, they were quite rare then. Even airplanes were rare, much less than autogyro.
Are any of those around?
Huh?
Are any of those still around? Autogyros?
Yeah. There's still some that I've seen. The name of one that was quite the most famous was Kellett was the name, Kellet. Kellett was a company that produced helicopters. And they still have some they restored, and they fly them. And they're from back in the 20s. That was the forerunner of the helicopter.
Yeah.
So that was one, and I happened to write this Webb gas in here, an autogyro. I happened to think of it one day, and that was some incident that happened during the drought years.
Yeah.
And